Okay, I've harvested zinc hexacyanoferrate with the 2 grams of feather carbon and 1 gram of graphite. The feather carbon is normally attracted to magnets. There is action, see? And if you have a real close look at that, you can't see any of the blackness of the carbon. It's a bit hard through this camera. But I can't see any traces of, like, if you look at that, the carbon's, the zinc hexacyanoferrate has bonded completely to all of the carbon. So normally with a 500ml batch, I get around about 3 grams. So we had 3 grams of carbon all up added, so we should really have 6 grams. Oh no, we got more. What's going on? How does that work? Maybe the carbon's helped it. We're at 9.3 grams. Perhaps the carbon helps absorbing all of the hexacyanoferrate, where normally it just gets lost. I definitely don't get 9.3 grams out of one batch. I did 4 batches and got 12 the way I did it. I put this one through the filter though, but that shouldn't matter. The filter probably should take a bit more out of it than letting it. Oh, no, maybe not, because when I siphon it off, some of the particles do go up and out. So maybe filtering is the better way to do it. You get better yield. So really we had 5 grams of zinc sulphate, 5 grams of potassium hexacyanoferrate, 3 grams of carbon, and our yield is 9.3 grams, 9.2 or whatever. I hate that when the scales just decide to turn themselves off. You know, I come back and find it flat, but it's turned itself off when we need it. Turns itself on by itself, I think, or something. So yeah, okay. So this stuff, it's going to be quite interesting in a cell, I would imagine. So I think we'll have to do the same with the the iron 3 version, or what I might do, I got some zinc powdered from some experiments, which I might stick into the blue stuff instead and see what happens, because then that zinc powder will be the donor for the zinc ions, and it's not very conductive, that other stuff anyway, that zinc. I'll show you what I mean about the zinc I have. Zinc is down in there, which is sort of, I had that rod in there, and it was in one of those round cells, and we just charged and charged and charged, and the zinc dissolved into like really fine powder, but non-conductive. So I might stick that in the blue stuff as a zinc donor on the next cell. Or no, second cell after that one, because I'll make one of them so we can gauge the difference, and then I'll add the zinc metal. And we're about 4 minutes away from a charge on this one. It's a bit weird in its charging, and the voltage dropped down for some reason. Oh yes, power supply I think, because now the needle, it's like the same spot I think. Depends what angle you look at. If you look up there, it looks past. If you look down there, it looks the other side of it. But that's for 40 volts, so the calibration might be a little bit out. Alright, I'll get back in 3 minutes. Okay, getting ready for the test of the new cell. This one here was the zinc hexacyanoferrate with the carbon added to the potassium ferricyanide. And its weight is 2.74, so the little pads are around about 1.2. So we're about 1.5 grams of carbon and zinc hexacyanoferrate throughout this. It's got some through there, you can sort of see it in the back, down the sides. This one here is the iron 3 hexacyanoferrate with some, where is it? Oh, I lost it. It's zinc powder, it's somewhere around. I just misplaced it. And that one's 2.6, so they're around about the same weight, give or take 0.1. So this one might be an interesting cell because this one has some zinc powder mixed in with the iron 3. So it's got 0.5 grams of the zinc powder and 0.5 grams of, what carbon did I use? I think it's just graphite in that one, just to add capacity, conductivity. So I'll put them in a separator and soak them. I've also gave this a clean up. That was the one we were having trouble with, and a new separator, so it'll take a while for that to take effect. Later today I'm going to test those two again. These two, we swap the separators over to the positive side of each cell this time. Okay, I'm about to test the new version of the cell. That was the one with the carbon added to the zinc hexacyanoferrate mix as we made it. And on the negative side it has some zinc powder added to the iron 3 hexacyanoferrate. So our current voltage uncharged is 0.3 volts. It's been sitting around in an electrolyte for a week, so it should be well absorbed. And I'll charge it up for an hour to 2 hours, depending on my time, and I'll get back. Okay, this new cell's been on charge for 1 hour and 14 minutes. Don't know about the charge curve, it keeps going up, so the charge must be lessening the resistance or what, because I think the lower the resistance, the higher the milliamps. So I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'll just disconnect the charge. Alright, we've got our 2.1 voltage. I'll just connect it to the other end. Right, we're holding our 1.2. We're doing a 20 milliamp test just to see how it compares with the other cells without the added zinc powder. And starting test now. Okay, it's looking okay so far. The separator's been soaked for a long time, so it should be okay. Seems to be holding out well. We'd hope this one's a bit more powerful because it's got added zinc powder. The zinc powder is not very conductive. Well, I haven't checked the conductivity, but I don't think it is, because the cell it came out of, where it was created, sort of failed due to that. But this is just a donor having some zinc powder. I don't know how it's going to turn out later on, but we'll keep testing it. Okay, I'll get back. Okay, we've reached 1 hour in the run. We're at 21 milliamp hours and 35 milliwatt hours. I was going to post the discharge curves of those cells. I changed that cell with this cell. I had a explanation, but oh well. iCloud decided to merge the old videos which were deleted, which somehow got back on there, and they all got mixed up, so I deleted them all again. So I couldn't find which ones were what. so I didn't bother. My cloud better not do it this time. Every time you remove a thing, it should be deleted off of the cloud, but it's not for some reason. Stupid technical crap. Doesn't work. Alright, I'll get back. It seems to be looking good though, for now. Okay, back with the first discharge of this cell. 2 hours and 27 minute runtime, 50 milliamp hours and 73 milliwatt hours. And a voltage bounce back of 1.3 at the moment. That was with 1 hour's charge, so I'll try again for an hour's charge and see if the results are similar. It's sort of on par with the plain cell with no added carbon, but it's only his first charge, so we'll have a look. Okay, the cell's been on charge for 2 hours and 34 minutes. I'm going to not discharge it until later today when I get back home, so we'll see what the voltage is at and what sort of load it can do. So it's nearly 2 o'clock now. I don't think I'll be back by 4:30. So we're at 2.1 volts now, so when I get back we'll check it. Okay, it's now 3 hours after it was charged. I was expecting it to be about 1.5, but it's holding 1.9, which is quite amazing. So I'll do a 50 milliamp load and we can compare the results from the previous test. Oh, wrong button. I'm going to go to start. Alright, we'll see how long that actually goes for. Okay, back. We got 1 hour and 22 minutes out of that one. 69 milliamp hours and 83 milliwatt hours. That wasn't a bad run for being charged up and then not discharged for 3 hours after. The electrolyte's starting to go funny colours again. It was starting, I think it starts turning overnight. There's a coating on the back of the positive. Alright. Okay, so the cell doesn't respond too much more to a 3.5 hour charge thereabouts. I think it was like 3 hours and 20 something. So we got 108 milliamp hours and 128 milliwatt hours, and a 2 hours and 9 minute runtime. So that's probably peak energy for the cell, with a slight overcharge maybe to it, but still not too bad. I'll see how long it actually lasts, and I might put see how it goes with some separating the two plates, but keeping the separator on with two pieces of get it right, two toothpicks, I was trying to say, separated, because I did that with the manganese dioxide one, as you can see there, and that one's quite good. Now that one has a about 130 milliamp short circuit on it. We'll just check it out. That was the other day, hasn't been charged up for a while. So we're on the 200 range. Can I do that? Oh, maybe not. There we go. Oh, now it's down to 100. Build back up. Yep, alright, so it's dissipating over time. The one next to it is the activated carbon one. It's not very good. And the one we just discharged, oh, that's over 200 milliamps still in there. So there's quite a bit of a rebound. Let's have a look. Let's try something. Well, doing 100 milliamps, but won't do that for long. Okay, so the cell's probably capable of pulling 100. Might try that tomorrow too. Oh, we're getting our spikage. Alright, that's it. So I'll get back with some other charges. Okay, I'm trying something different with the electrolyte. I put in 1 gram of that one. No, I didn't. That's the iron chloride. Get rid of that one. They're in identical containers. It's good to check the labels before you do these things. Alright, so we got ferricyanide and we got ferrocyanide. Apparently they make a redox couple. So I put 1 gram of this one, 1 gram of that one in 20 mils of water each, stirred them up, mixed them together and dumped them into the zinc sulphate, which turned it from black to that colour. It's sort of making little bubbles. which didn't do that before. It's been on charge now for 2 hours and 14 minutes. We don't get much more of a charge, I don't think, from the cell. We're still at our 2.1, connecting the other end of the data logger. Bit of a pain doing that, but it doesn't run the other way. Okay, so stop monitoring, and here we go. So does it make a difference? We won't know until it should run for around about 1 hour and 50 minutes on a 2-hour charge. The voltage seems to be going down rapidly, so maybe it's worth. Or I'll give it another try later on tomorrow or something. That's depending if I get time to finish another charge. I'll separate the two plates and put a matched toothpick between them, just to increase the gap between the two surfaces. I'll leave the separator on the positive plate still. Alright, we'll get back in an hour and a half at least. Okay, so no good results yet on that. Only 1 hour and 32 minutes, 92 milliwatt hours and 77 milliamp hours. So tomorrow I'll separate those plates. Maybe the stuff doesn't sort of get in between there too easy. Give the cell a stir up and see what we get. Wonder if it's got any power left. We'll do the 100 milliamp thing again for a second. And testing. Oh. Okay, it recovers for a bit. Well, maybe it's a bit better than yesterday's run, but it ran longer. Strange. Maybe I should just get rid of the separator altogether, perhaps. Separator might be a big bottleneck in it. And it should cut off in a few seconds. Oh, it made extra 2 milliwatt hours and 2 milliamp hours. There you go. Alright, tomorrow I might separate the plates, put a toothpick between them, just to give it a bit of space between the two front faces, and try again. And then after that run I'll take the separator off and try it. Okay, back today. I've got 2 toothpicks separating the plates, just to see a bigger, larger gap between the two faces of those electrodes. I'm about to charge it up. We'll give it about 2.5 hours or so, connecting the charge. Alright, so we'll charge that for about 2.5 hours and see the difference with a larger gap. I think the manganese dioxide one there worked a little bit better in that one with a larger gap. Alright, I'll get back. Okay, so first up we have some green looking stuff forming in the electrolyte. And it seems to be gathering around the negative plate, as you can see. And we've been on charge for 2 hours and 33 minutes at around about 2.6 volts. But on this thing, yeah, from that angle it looks like 2.6, from up here it looks like 2, depends how you view it. Alright, disconnecting the charge. Okay, we've still got our voltage, which is good because the plate is, oh, well hang on, I don't think we do now. We'll find out in a minute. Oh yeah, we do. We got a larger gap between the plates though now, by the size of a toothpick. Stop monitoring, we're doing 50 amps, 50 amps, I wish. 50 milliamps. And starting our test. So we should run about 1.5 hours to nearly 2 hours. Yesterday's test was a 2-hour charge, or 2:14 or something. So we went a little bit further. Okay, run time's around about similar. Got 1 hour and 41 minutes, 99 milliwatt hours and 85 milliamp hours on the cell. Just give it a wobble around in there. And we'll check again just in case. We'll add 100 milliamps and see what happens. I think we got 1 minute last time. We're not going to get so much now. Nope. 12 seconds. Alright, I'm going to charge it up again and see what happens with a 100 milliamp load on the cell. So now the electrolyte is getting greener, which is strange. Alright, I'll get back. Okay, the cell's been on charge for 2 hours and 36 minutes, so we'll just disconnect it. Connecting the other end, we should have a voltage now. Okay, we're 2.1 still, which is good. Stop monitoring, we're doing 100 milliamps now, so it's going to probably drop pretty quickly. Actually, it didn't drop as quick as much. I thought it would have went down to 1.5 straight up. But it won't be too long away, 1.5. The electrolyte's looking like some green slime. It mainly builds up on that side and changes colour there. Gets darker over near that way, I think, by the looks of it. Hard to see through the camera. Oh yeah, here we are, we're down to 1.5 now. I reckon about 35 minutes maybe, if we're lucky, at 100 milliamps. Alright, let's see. Okay, not a bad run for the cell, 57 minutes, so it's got more than I thought it would have got at 100 milliamp load. 95 milliamp hours and 93 milliwatt hours. Average voltage is only 0.98. So I'll keep testing and see what happens. I don't think we're at maximum power of the cell. There's nothing to gain, and I think those two to the electrolyte I don't think did much to the cell's performance. Maybe hindered it. I think it has to go into potassium or something. Not zinc sulphate. But it didn't destroy the cell completely, but it's still okay. Okay. DC generator. Well, it's not really much of a generator. It's got two magnets on either side of a copper plate attached to the drill. I'm on microamps, 2 microamps. What you got to do is hold one of the leads in the center pin and one on the outside. Can you see that meter? Just. So the drill's not a high speed drill. So we got about 6 microamps on it. Not too bad for a little hack together. I haven't even attached them, they're just stuck on there. Okay, the cell's been uncharged for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Disconnecting. We're going to try a 200 milliamp load. Don't know how well it's going to go. If it does, I put the voltage down to cut-off voltage to 0.1. So we're at our 2.1 volts. And here we go. So that dropped it down a fair bit. So I presume maybe 15 minutes if we're lucky. Quite good for the little cell, it's not that big, it's only 40 by 40. Well, we're not even going to get 5 minutes. Yep. Maybe I should make it 150 milliamps. We'll adjust it and see what happens. Or should we leave it? I will wait till it gets to 0.5 and then I'll readjust that. I'll let it run. I'll get back. Okay, we got 18 minutes out of the 200 milliamp run. Not too bad. 60 milliamp hours and 30 milliwatt hours. And let's see if we cut that back to 50 milliamps and see if it's got anything left. It should. It'll probably sit there and run for, if we're lucky, an hour. I just ordered myself 1 litre of Robert Murray's ink. Yay! I'm going to use it as my binder. So I can't wait for that to get here. That should be quite interesting. I think it would be a bit better binder than cellulose acetate homemade. and other things use it for. Alright, I'll let this run and I'll get back. Okay, we got an extra 47 minutes out of the cell after the 200 milliamp run, so we got 39 milliamp hours on this run and 30 milliwatt hours. So not too bad. Tomorrow, for the last test, I'm going to connect them all up, 2 in parallel and the other 2 in series. And we'll see how much actually load we can load them up. That one's a bit different now. I swapped it over and made a flat looking cell. But not much difference in the run in that one. That was the plain coated one with just a zinc hexacyanoferrate without any added carbons. But that cell there was the carbon embedded in the mixture, which is much improved. So that's the better way to do it, and you get a better yield too with the stuff bonding to the carbon. So I think I'll do that from now on. Just need to work out how to activate my carbons a bit better. I think they're a bit low on surface area maybe. Okay, back, got 4 cells in parallel. 2 in that jar, 1 in there and that weird one. And we're going to try 500 milliamps. So we've been on charge for 1 hour and 34 minutes. Just disconnecting. At least we're holding our voltage. I had slightly higher charge. It's sort of gassing out in here, it smells. So I'm going to try to hold my breath and get out of here really quickly. No windows in this room, it's bad. Alright, starting 500 milliamp run. Not sure how long it will run for, or if it does run. It's running. Probably not for much longer. Alright, I'll get back. Okay, the cell's been running for 8 minutes. We're at 69 milliamp hours, 54 milliamp hours, so I'll take it down a couple of notches just to keep the battery alive. It's adjusting itself now. So we'll do 100 milliamps. Should be able to do that pretty easy. Okay, our voltage just went back up now, so I can do 100 easy. One cell could do 100. So I'll keep that running and we'll keep note of the milliamp hours and stuff. It's just a bit of fun now with the cells since I'm about to finish them up. Okay, so we're at 2 hours and it's down to 0.4 volts, so that's it for the test. 261 milliamp hours and 226 milliwatt hours. All of the cells aren't that equal to each other. I think the newest one is the best. One we just tested on this video, except for adding the potassium hexacyanoferrates. Other than that, it should be okay. So we'll stop our test. Average voltage bounce back. So I'll probably update this video now and post it. And thanks for watching.